As we take this beautiful breath of life in very strongly, holding that breath dear to the breath that breathes us in our heart, and breathing that breath out, honoring the God that is always God, never was, never will be. It's always God. In this understanding, in this knowing, that just means unity consciousness is a given. So God is, we are, inner and outer. And together we are all here in the presence, in the Zoom room or on Facebook, YouTube, all here in the desire to be, do, have, in the way that we get to be, being born human. What a joy, what a love, using all these beautiful God qualities to intake what we will hear today from very precious Reverend Leora, who is here to give us the message, the vessel that she is. I know all the music we've heard, all the information we've heard is all for our greater good right here and right now and for beyond. So my heart is full. I give thanks, and I know that you and I are honoring these words by saying, and so it is.
We believe in spiritual living. It is a philosophy that urges us to focus on how to think and not what to think. It invites us to practice this philosophy and apply it to our lives right now by living with principles. A relationship with God is a personal one. We believe that God is all that there is. Every person, place, or thing is not only an expression of God, but God itself. God is the absolute presence that not only creates, but is itself all things. All the love, peace, and beauty is in each of us as the presence of God right now. I know this of you too. You are just as divine because God is within you as well. Together we are all connected as one. Our faith allows us to apply our philosophy to our lives every day. As we live in love, we see love revealed and flowing through the world around us. We act as citizens of the spiritual community at all times. This is how we think. We believe in God, we believe in ourselves, and we believe in you, because we believe in spiritual living. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Maybe battery or something. Okay. Good morning. It's such a joy to be here with you this morning. And first, before I begin, let me introduce myself, Reverend Leora Nash. And what a joy it is to just simply give a shout out, a glorious shout out to Reverend Liz. I know she's watching or perhaps hearing, and what she is knowing is all the wealth of warm love and hugs that have been sent her way as she heals in her body. We just give great thanks to God for this wonderful healing that is taking place in her and as her. So continued good luck and good success with all that you are, dear Reverend Liz, and we know we will see you back here soon. So this morning is such a joy to have the experience of moving into today's lesson, which is Journey to Freedom. And basically, this whole aspect, this month of February, I'm understanding that in many of our CSL churches, they've moved into looking at Black History Month for the month of February. And so the lessons have varied. So I'm going to wrap a little bit around that theme towards the end of the lesson today, because I basically want to stay focused on what is freedom and coming from our global perspective, from our global heart perspective. So what we know is that man is truly not free, but he is free enough to do what is being accepted as right or wrong, or what is wise. The result to minimize one's suffering and contribute to the progress of attaining true freedom. Only in understanding our perception of reality can we truly analyze how free we are. The weekly messages through February have encouraged us to move from thinking the divine to feeling it, experiencing it, by way of the mystical experiences that transcend any path of religion or tradition. Certainly one mountain with many paths, one tree with many branches, one river, many wells, certainly depicts all of us as being one humanity, but so individualized. So summarizing the teachings of what we believe, I'm choosing to share with you the statement that resonates deep within my soul. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and the journey to freedom is about embodying and living the truth of love, unity, and freedom. So let us review the evolutionary vision statement from the CSL Global Vision. It clearly relates to today's topic, and I'm going to read that for you. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life, a world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects with the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. So this statement within my heart and soul, I turn to the teachings of Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind, where we consciously live and breathe and have our being as we move through this spiritual experience of called living life. And his statement on page 25, paragraph 3 states, "The statement interprets in my mind and heart as the inherent nature of people is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom." And he writes, "Words are expressions, defining elements we are to capture. Words are things, a reference point brought to light by Maya Angelou. Words are things. You must be careful about calling people out of their names, using racial pejoratives and sexual pejoratives, and all that ignorance." She simply says, don't do that. Don't do that. Someday you will be able to measure the power of words. I think they are things. They get on the walls, they get on our upholstery, they get in our clothes, and they finally get into us. Words are posted absolutely everywhere. So back to our wisdom of understanding freedom. Reflectively, let us turn to the Bible, where it is written, "Freedom is within, rising from internal prisons, not external ones." And I'm reminded of John chapter 8, verse 32 in the King James Bible, and it says, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." The truth will make you free. So within our consciousness, let us awaken and accept this statement, evolutionary statement, which is written within the CSL Global Vision. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life, a world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. So what is spiritual wisdom? It is brought to light with religious science teachings in the following manner. The road to freedom lies in the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws. Our mind and spirit is our echo of the eternal thing itself. Freedom of will means the ability to do, say, and think as one wishes. To express life as one personally desires. To be able to merely think and dream of freedom would not be liberty. So, spiritual wisdom is brought to light within religious science teachings in the following manner. The road to freedom lies in the intelligent use of nature's forces and laws in our mind and spirit. It is our echo of the eternal thing itself, as we've already stated. So when we talk about liberty, what does that truly mean? It truly means that liberty comes only through true harmony. True harmony only through true unity. And true unity can only come through the conscious realization that we are one with God or good. And that's right within the Science of Mind text, page 481, paragraph 3. So let us remember, as written on page 151, paragraph 5, in the Love and Law, God is neither good or bad, but just is. There is nothing but freedom in the universe. Further written on page 155.4, the only thing which binds us is the only thing that frees us. Bondage is freedom. Love and hate are one attitude. Fear and faith are the same attitude. They are one mind, one mental attitude. There are only different ways of using it to cause it to be manifested. Bondage is under attachment to thoughts in personal consciousness, such as race, class, sex, age, or personality. Whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So Matthew tells us in chapter 16, 19th verse. So remaining in this consciousness as spiritual understanding, let us consider the word evil. What does evil truly mean? Evil is not of God. It is a negation. It's a parasite. It has no permanent life of its own. Within divine mind, there is no recognition of evil conditions. That's a real big wrap to hold our thoughts and our consciousness to. Again, turning to the Science of Mind teachings on page 189, paragraph 3. This is pretty powerful stuff. Truth knows no opposite. We take away the belief in evil, the belief that the outward appearance is the same as the inner reality. When that happens, evil flees. We must continually remind ourselves of the power of the word and of our ability to use it. We must know that truth produces freedom because truth is freedom. While evil is not a thing of itself, we are reminded when we do not live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life, we are violating spiritual laws. Kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience of peace and harmony. Within this experience, peace and harmony are divine qualities that we possess. They live in you and me. That is our absolute truth of being. So God's laws do not condone enslaving or mistreating anyone. Absolutely no one. We cannot be free in our spirit nor free in our mind when we withhold human liberty from another. So if that's been a pattern for you in terms of thought or action, sit with yourself, be in meditation. What needs to change within my own thinking, within my own being, my own reactions, the words that I speak, which words are things which we know. So in summary today, being that it's the last Sunday of February, this month commemorating Black history, today's lessons brings to the point an invitation to use our spiritual practices of visioning a world that works for everyone. Let us celebrate the multitudinous inventions, contributions, foods, science, intellect, artistry, and culture of African American people freeing from discord. So again, lifting the teachings of New Thought, I turn to the writings of Louise Hay in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, on page 101. I just so appreciate this quote. And she writes, "Love is never outside ourselves. Love is within. Have a relationship with that which lives within you." So in closing, I'm just leaving us with this affirmation. Love acts through me, and the law of love frees us all. And I'm going to repeat that. Love acts through me, that's you and I, and the law of love frees us all. So as I bring this reference to a close today, to this wonderful time of being with you in heart and spirit, to bring this awareness of that our Reverend Dr. Liz is healing and in process of coming back to her home community here that she loves, and I know that you love her. I'm just going to invite each of us to spend just a quiet moment with me. I'm inviting you to take a deep breath, and I'm going to utilize this time as the benediction of bringing this spoken word together. I invite you to quiet your thoughts. If you choose to just close your eyes and relax in this space, primarily the only thing you have to do right now is to just breathe. Breathe, that unconditional process of living life. I'm going to read to you a powerful meditation that was written by Howard Thurman. And it's from his book, Meditations of the Heart, on page 187. And it's called Prayer for a Friendly World. Our Father, fresh from the world, with the smell of life upon us, we make an act of prayer in the silence of this place. Our minds are troubled because the anxieties of our hearts are deep and searching. We are stifled by the odor of death, which envelops our earth. Where in so many places brother fights against brother, the panic of fear, the torture of insecurity, the ache of hunger, all have fed and rekindled ancient hatreds and long forgotten memories of old struggles. When the world was you and thy children were but dimly aware of thy presence in the midst. For all this we seek forgiveness. There is no one of us without guilt, and before thee we confess our errors. We are proud and arrogant. We are selfish and greedy. We have harbored in our hearts and minds much that makes for bitterness, hatred, and revenge. While we wait in thy presence, search our spirits and grant to our minds the guidance and the wisdom that will teach us the way to take, without which there can be no peace and no confidence anywhere. Teach us how to put at the disposal of thy purposes of peace the fruits of our industry, the products of our minds, the vast wealth of our land and the resources of our spirit. Grant unto us the courage to follow the illumination of this hour to the end, that we shall not lead death to any man's door, but rather we may strengthen the hands of all in high places, and in common tasks seek to build a friendly world, of friendly men and women, beneath a friendly sky. This is the simple desire of our hearts, which we share with thee in thanksgiving and confidence. Giving thanks to God, I let it be, and so it is. Amen. So within that blessing that Dr. Howard Thurman has brought to us, an African-American theologian, metaphysician, we just turn to our own individual lives and let us realize truth resides right where each one of us is, for us to gain a greater understanding of that deeper sense of self that is love. Let us understand what love is. Let us embrace, act, and be that in a forward motion. For it is within this space that we live, move, and have our being. So we give thanks for our lives. We give thanks for being free to be, to understand what freedom is without limitation, is infinite and eternal. And within that, we live, move, and have our being as we so direct. And knowing that this is the power of truth that is spoken, I allow it to be. I bless each of us, knowing this individualized truth for each one of us. We accept it, we know it, we claim it, and we give thanks to God for it. For it is within that realization that we recognize the absolute truth that God is and I am that. We allow it so, and so it is. Amen. Thank you for being with me this morning. Amen.
Thank you for participating in our service. You can do online giving by texting GIVE to 951-420-6909. You can visit our website at cslbeaumont.org and click the donate button at the bottom or the top of the screen. Or you can mail your donation to Center for Spiritual Living, 802 Maple Avenue, Beaumont, California, 92223. If you enjoyed this service and are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please like and share this video and add a comment on it. If you haven't already on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel and hit the little notification bell to be updated when we post new content. For those on Zoom, visit our Facebook page to comment and share to help spread this message.